Welcome back, friends and family. This is the WesBes Media. Today, we're going to get into Africa. Africa is redrawing the map, not with ink, but with intent. The borders that once divided us are fading, and a new Africa is emerging, proud, united, and unstoppable. You are tuned in to the WesBes Media voice, a sovereign Africa. Hit subscribe right now and join the movement. Rewrite history from the ground up. If you believe Africa, destiny belongs to Africans. Welcome home. In 1884, European powers met in Berlin to carve up Africa, a continent they didn't own. They sliced through kingdoms, old, older than their empire. The Congo became King Leopold's slaughterhouse. Nigeria was drawn for trade routes, not tribes. Ghana borders were built for gold extraction, not people. When independence came, the flag changed, but the chain stays. France controlled our banks through the CFA, franc. Britain and America replaced governors with banks, with bankers. Thomas Sankara warned us. He said, "Who feed you, control you." They killed him for speaking the truth, but his spirit lives in every African who refused to bow. Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, three nations once written off as poor, now standing as the front line of Africa freedom. They expelled foreign troops, closed exploitative bases, and said no more. Together, they formed the Alliance of the Sahel State, the AES. One army, one flag, one destiny. Western media call them hunters. African call them patriots. They prove something powerful. Sovereignty isn't begging, it's taken. The global south and global power is shifting. While the old empire panics, new alliances are rising. BRICS Plus expand. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran joining Russia, China, India, Brazil, and South Africa. China building railway lines that connect oceans. Russia supplying energy without colonial terms. India and the UAE is vesting in Africa industries. The G7 can no longer dictate. The global south is trading on its own terms. The first time in centuries, Africa chooses its partners. The world is no longer unipolar, it's multipolar, and Africa sits at the center. Yes, if you're watching this far, If you really, if you already feel it, the pulse of the rising continent, pause for 2 seconds. Hit subscribe right now. Turn on all notifications. Share this message and help push Pan-African voice higher into the algorithms. Let's make this story impossible to be silent. They once used guns to conquer Africa. Now they use loans, debt replacement, debt replace change. The IMF, the World Bank, colonialism with spreadsheets. But the spell is breaking. The CFA franc is collapsing. The Sahel nation discuss gold-backed currencies. Kenya, Ghana trade through POPs, the Pan-African Payment System. Africa holds more than 60% of the world critical minerals: cobalt, lithium, gold, bauxite. When Africa refine them at home, Western economy trembles. That's why they sanctions. That's why they smears. That's why they demoralize Gaddafi for wanting an African gold standard. They fear Traore because he reminds Africa that freedom is not for sale. Show them we are united. Drop your country flag emoji in the comments. Jamaica, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever you're from. Let's paint this section with red, gold, and green. Tell me where you're watching from. I read every comment myself. And if you're proud to see Africa rising, hit like, share, and spread this truth across the diaspora. The revolution doesn't stop at the Sahara. It crosses ocean, from Kingston to Lagos, from Accra to Atlanta, and from London to Little London in Westmoreland. The rhythm is the same. The courage that freed Haiti slaves fueled today's soldier in the Sahara. The defiance of the maroon beat again in every African heart. The diaspora in the Africa six the diaspora is the Africa 6 region, scattered by history, but united by truth. To everyone watching from abroad, stop waiting for permission to believe in Africa. Don't just watch Africa rise. Be Africa rising. If this message stir your spirit, act now. Hit subscribe, not for me, but for the movement. Share this with one brother, one sister who still doubt Africa's power. Together, we turned truth into tractions and unity into power. Picture it, a continental railway from Dakar to Mombasa, a pan-African currency backed by African gold, one passport, one defense force, and one destiny. The old borders were drawn to divide us. The new map will connect us from the island to the Sahara, from Cape to Cairo. Africa is rising again. Remember this, my brothers and sisters. We're not the story they told. We are the story the world will tell for centuries. This is the WesBes Media, and my name is Never Potts. We bring stories like this to you every day. Stories that BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera won't tell you because they're controlled by the West. The West tell them what to print or what to say. We have no control over us. We're independent. Again, my brothers and sisters, peace and love, and spread the story. Do me a favor, not for me, but basically personally, but for this channel. Subscribe, and not only subscribe, but share with your friends and family. Let's spread the word worldwide. Send it to 5 of your friends. Peace and love. One destiny. Africa is the motherland.